So, a very warm welcome to our trade fair presence here today. We're starting quite early, but for all of those of you who are now part of our stream, I'd like to point out a few technical items. We are ready to go. We want to communicate with you. My colleagues are all behind the screen, behind the scenes. They're ready with all their technology. They want to, and expertise. They want to answer your questions. And you can simply use this screen and applause, downloads, whatever, and it will work. We also have here an email address and a QR code just for subsequent communication with you, because we're going to be very interested in what you have to say later. So I would say we can start now. Hi, a warm welcome to this year's A+A. So again, welcome back to our Mission Safety Digital presence here in Düsseldorf. We have certain things prepared for you today, interesting things, I think, and it's become more or less established now that we say "du" to each other here, the intimate form of German address, so we're going to continue. Now, I'm an event manager for Dräger. I work throughout Germany, and it's my honor to conduct you through the session today. Now, we have certain things prepared for you. We are present here in our live studio, but we're also going to be at our trade fair booth, where we're going to meet and talk to certain experts. But first, I'd like to switch over to Berlin, because we have a special guest there right from the start. She's going to support us. Hi, Ingrid. Hi. How are you? Great. Everything is really great, and I'm looking forward to what I'm going to see today. Could you tell us first of all about yourself and what you're going to do with us here? Well, first of all, hello to everybody in the stream. I'm your administrator for this event, and I have also my tablet here, and I'm going to accompany you through the sessions today and prepare illustrations. And in the end, I'm going to show them to you, and in this way we'll make a summary of what happened today. Okay, thank you very much, and regards to everybody in Berlin, and talk to you later. Yes, we're looking forward to Ingrid's artworks later. So we have some very competent support here in the studio, and that's why I'd like to go over here to my colleague. Could you tell us about yourself? Thank you for the invitation. Jörg Sabani. I'm marketing manager for industry in Germany, and I'm responsible for importing of new innovations and trends in the market for our industrial customers. You've just coming back now from the trade fair booth. Could you tell us what the mood is like there? Well, the mood is great. It seems everybody's really happy that everything is rolling, and we can see customers live, and they're looking forward to what we're going to talk about today. But still, we're still living in very special times. Corona times bring all kinds of challenges and different issues, and not least is the hygiene regulation. What's the situation here in the studio? Well, we have this policy of tested, cured, or vaccinated. That's our specification. Otherwise, everybody wears a mask, except us here in the studio. Now, we're here about Mission Safety Digital. A lot of people will want to know what that is, this campaign. Well, it's a campaign to bring digitation together with our A&A products and services. And we're going to bring this issue to you, topic to you today, and we're going to do that in a range of live sessions. We're going to start them today, and then the recordings of these will be on demand, available for you. So if anybody ever misses a live session, it's no big problem. You can see it later online. So I'd say we can start now. Now, this wouldn't be a real A+A if we didn't show you our trade fair booth, because we have some very competent support there. I see my colleague Anne-Lise. She is there. Could you maybe, first of all, introduce yourself? Hi, Kim. We're really looking forward to it. That means the entire Draeger team here at the A&A are really looking forward to the whole day and tomorrow. We are in A5 hall. Anna is my name. I'm responsible for communication in the safety area for Germany, and I'm going to guide you around the trade fair booth today and tomorrow. Okay, great. Thank you. And I'm really looking forward to the pictures from you. Tell us, what have you planned now for live sessions? Well, I can promise you great pictures, first of all. From this booth, we're going to start with a tour of the trade fair. That's the highlights into the day. And then at 11 o'clock, at 1 o'clock and 3 in the afternoon, we'll have different sessions. So we're going to start with demographic change, and then light breathing protection. And then tomorrow we're going to talk about the world of measuring and detection technology, smart safety, limit values, everything that you can detect and measure today. And then we're going to conclude with a very important subject, service. Thank you very much, Annalisa. We're really looking forward to that. And before we going any further, we've got a few things to do here in the studio, so I'll see you later. Now, Dion, what about you personally? What are you looking forward to? Well, there are many things I'm looking forward to. First of all, we have some very exciting presentations. Annalisa gave us an overview. Of course, there's something I think for everybody there, but especially we're going to promote customer contact down at the booth. It's great to be able to talk to people live and directly to each other. These are things which I look forward to. Okay, I can take that up from you. I'd like to ask the viewers, what are you looking forward to now in the course of this A+A? And we have an AR code we're going to show you. So when your phones are QR code compatible, you can scan this and then give us your responses, what your general mood is, what you're looking forward to. I'm just going to wait a bit. I'm sure some of you are going to have to start up your mobile phones first. No problem, take your time. We're going to be interactive here, and you're going to need that now several times, so don't pack it away, your QR code scanner, because we want to communicate with you, as I said. So I'm interested in, I'd like to know if our desk has got any response. As I see, something is happening there. It seems to be quite uniform. Now there are more responses coming in now. Okay, a very dynamic picture, I see. It's still developing. Let's just wait a bit to see how that goes. You know, products and product details seems to be winning. What does that tell you? Well, that doesn't surprise me really. I mean, we've got a lot of very important things to show you, new products that we're going to show in the following sessions, new ideas. And then we have here, that's ideas is also marked here, 27%. And I think that's just reflects the mood that I would anticipate from our customers. Okay, great. And of course, if you have any suggestions, proposals for us, then use the chat. As I say, we've got colleagues here behind the scenes, and they'd be really pleased to answer any questions or inquiries you may have. And Dion will also give you information here. Now we're going to continue. Normally our sales and service manager would be here, but Jörg is unfortunately prevented from attending today, but he gave us a video message, and I'm just going to show this to you now. Hello and welcome to this year's A+A in Düsseldorf. My name is Jörg Koppel, and it's my pleasure and honor to be responsible for sales and service for Dräger in Germany. You asked me why am I standing here and talking to you from a screen. Well, that's a subject, of course, which I presume you've all seen over the last year and a half. That's digital events. You know, so one good thing that came out of this pandemic is that it definitely trained us in the use of these communication through using digital means. Now we have some important things to show to you. First is about demographic change, and then light breathing protection, and then pandemic prevention. These are issues that you can see today in digital form, and tomorrow we're going to talk about limit values, smart safety, and not least services, a major area at the end. Now, if you're able to, you can attend here live. We're also physically present in the A&A, even though I'm talking to you now through a digital channel. We are in the hall A15, and of course we've got a very sophisticated protection concept, and we're looking forward to meeting you there. So any questions you may have on our issues or on anything else, you can find information from our website. And now I'm going to hand you back, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Okay, thank you, Jörg. We're looking forward to meeting you again here tomorrow when you turn up in person. As Jörg just said, we're going to check out now what's happening at the trade fair booth and what's going on there. Yes, it's not really easy to say what's going on because we have so many different themes, but of course smart safety is a big thing because there are a lot of innovations happening at that time, and also in breathing protection we've got some very exciting new products that we want to talk about in the next sessions and also at the booth, but I don't want to betray too much as spoiler. Okay, let's not play the spoiler, let's go straight to our booth, and I see that Anneliese has got some competent support there. Hi. Thanks, Dion, for the great introduction. One thing I can promise to you, products and product details, we're going to be talking about that. But first we're going to start with our trade fair tour. And for that I've got Stefan here, Stefan Denker. You are the manager of our booth here, so I'm sure you know this trade fair very well. Tell us about yourself. Hi, and thank you for coming. Stefan Denker is my name. I'm manager for the marketing team for industry in Germany, as well as being responsible for the booth here. This is now my 16th A+A, and a lot of things, of course, changed now over the years, not least in the conditions under which we work. So I'm really looking forward to this trade fair. Okay, the 16th now, and A&A, he's just told us. You would normally think that for you it's a routine occurrence now, but I suppose this year is really something special because of the corona pandemic. That has definitely made some marks on our work here. Yes, the main challenge was that first of all we weren't sure whether it can really take place, in what form it can take place, and then we had to make adaptations at short term. In June and July it came out that it's going to take place, and then of course we had to be a safe, hygienic, clean trade fair for ourselves, for our personnel, and of course primarily for our visitors. So that just posed many challenges and problems that we had to surmount in the last few months. Yes, I can imagine. Now we're standing here in front of the first highlight. That's the dispenser here, automatic dispenser. Could you talk about that? Yes, we've many issues, of course. One is pandemic precaution apart from sustainability and smart safety, etc. But this here, this machine is important, and it's something I want to show you. For example, in situations where there's great frequency of passers-by or a lot of customers, or because of certain working processes, you may need something like this. You need clean masks readily available for anybody who wishes to draw one. And what you do is you have, let's say, a works or plant ID card, and you scan it here, and then you press release, and then this machine releases one hygienically packed mask for immediately ready for use. Okay, so that's the first measure I see. Now, you've also mentioned some strategic topics there. One thing I'd like to pick up is digitization, and that here we're dealing with under the heading of smart safety. Could you talk about that? Yes, of course, the pandemic also led to a digitization and enhanced digitization, and a lot of companies are finally tackling ways of preparing processes which are faster, easier, more efficient, and with more efficient deployment of personnel especially. Now, in our masks, of course, have been used in companies for years in routine production, and we incorporate our customers in our research and development. And in this way, we ensure that the work processes become easier, more hygienic, safer, and more economical too. We have several examples in this regard to show you. Okay, so smart safety, that relates to all product areas, and we see a kind of a map here, and you can talk about that. Yes, this shows that, you know, you can see on this example hanging from my neck, they're not just hanging there. We want to show that you can have this in your company, that the devices are used in this way that we use them here. You carry them with you, each person carries it with them throughout the production processes, and if there is any problem, then an alarm will sound that has to be transmitted. You see that something has happened there. Maybe there was some issue with work safety, and then the appropriate measures can be taken immediately. If we look at the work processes of our customers, for example, behind us we see, you know, the digital open air or free measuring system, and then we have a tripod here, you see, with a certain entrance, and this free measuring process is normally something very complex. But with the detection systems we found a way of accelerating this process, making it more efficient and safer. Great. Okay, we're going to talk about that tomorrow in our first session. That's when we're going to talk about smart safety. So anybody who wants more information on that, come around tomorrow. Now, you talked about gas detection technology. We have several items here, mobile and fixed, and one subject is very important in this regard, that's having the right service. Yes, we have a wide range here of mobile and fixed systems. They provide mobile data, and these data are generated not only by the devices themselves, but also through our service technicians who carry out maintenance on site and in our works. And we're approaching this area now. So here we collect the data and provide them to our customers as information, for example, in relation to device management or predictive maintenance, and in relation to such issues. And this way we support our customers with these mobile and stationary devices and the data they provide. You mentioned something very important, that's efficient availability, and we have two areas here. First is our safety shop, and then we have the Rent and Rover here. Let's walk around that. Sorry, rental robot. A rental robot, the latest generation. That means, again, you activate this with your plant ID. The user identifies himself and he knows what he needs for his particular assignments. And then you have here access to tested service devices, which can be accessed anytime, day or night. And of course, you can also deposit used devices here, which are maybe solved through a Dropbox, so they can then be passed straight on to servicing and maintenance, so they're ready for the next use. And the alternative is a safety shop like this. Very many plants have them now, where when you've got the proper equipment, and not only Dräger equipment, but many others besides, and you have the devices prepared such that anybody who needs it can just directly take it and start using immediately. Okay, I see a very smart and clever solution here. And here we see, besides that, we have the classic Draeger Portfolio. Could you talk about that? Well, of course, for us, service is very important on site, in the plants or in our workshops, whatever. We really highlight this service organization we have. We make this available to the customer, at any time. But our service is actually more than that. We provide information. We support the customer in his processes, so the customer can focus on his core operations. And in relation to our devices, we also provide training in our premises or in the customer's premises, or if there are any needs for other devices, maybe because the customer has just got a new assignment. We have then this short-term rental shop where devices can be rented out and used immediately. Let's say if the order situation changes. Oh, I'm sure that really facilitates customers in their work. Tomorrow at 3 in the afternoon, we're going to show you the entire service portfolio and tailor-made solutions and the more general solutions too. Okay, but I'm going to proceed now in this direction. We're going to a product novelty here. This is in fire service, service. Yes, we work for a long time. We've been working with our partners in fire brigades, also in plant fire services, and in interaction with them, we discuss with them what they need, what process, what demands they have, and in this we take this information to feed into our research and development. And this has led to many new products and innovations, and also enhancements of existing devices. Here we have our new fire portfolio. That's the PS Air Boss, and the new infrared cameras, new helmets. We have them presented now at the trade fair, and all of these new developments are linked to the digitization process. And next year we're going to display these also in more detail in Hanover at the next trade fair. So digitization is a big issue here, also in the fire service. Yes, definitely, especially in the fire service, precisely, because we got so much information, we still get so much information from the devices, data is fed from the infrared scanners or whatever, and then for processing this information and presenting it in a way that supports our work but still doesn't overwhelm the fire service, that's the whole art of our service. So, and for that reason we work very closely to our customers and interaction with them and the relevant associations, so that we can say what supports can we provide that will give good and proper support to the fire service. Okay, we're talking now about light breathing support. easy breathing support, because this is something which of course has been an issue for everybody in the last 2 years. We have a whole series here of masks. Tell me, what's your personal highlight here and what should we look out for? Well, as you mentioned, everybody now in the recent past, like last year, maybe 2 years ago, maybe people only heard about these masks for the first time, FFP. Maybe people have to wear them in a whole range of different situations. And of course, all users, even people who don't normally work with these things, they've had to find out that, either textile masks or FFPs or OP masks, they all have a certain breathing resistance. So it is a bit difficult to breathe, let's say, than the way we talk, because of course directly here in the booth we don't need the masks, but when you have it, it does provide a bit of resistance, and that's what we worked on. What does comfort mean for us? And what's mask resistance? These things are very important in the occupations for people working in various situations. And anybody who has ever noticed that maybe not only a test standard is important, of course they fulfill all the test standards and norms, but still beyond that there are differences between certain masks. And people will have noticed that wherever it's easy to breathe is always the preferred mask when you're doing difficult work. Okay, so we have different forms of mask here. We can give you advice at our booth or at the session about the light breathing, which will be this afternoon. We're going to stream that too. Another product is here is the new helmet portfolio. This is the exclusive launch. Yes, this is our new portfolio of helms for the Expo 2000. That's the powered filter system. We have visors and hoods and breathing air protection, of course. And again here, comfort and the proper fit is very, very important. I mean, powered filter devices, of course, that's always easier to breathe because you don't have breathing resistance there, but still at the same time, if you're walking around with a helmet like this all day, you want it comfortable, you want it to be the right fit, you want it not to distract you from your proper work. And we've incorporated all of these demands in our new portfolio here. And as you see, there's a wide range of breathing protection systems and devices here, and we really will always give you support and advice in making the right choice. And fit test is also an important issue, that whenever you're in doubt, you should always make a fit test to see that the mask is the right size for the right user, and that he or she can continue working properly and without hindrance. Okay, so now that's information about breathing protection. And of course, we'd be pleased for you to visit us here. Of course, yes, if you want to visit us, of course, you first have to get the daily ticket for the trade fair. But then apart from that, we just only ask that you comply with the hygiene and safety requirements here, that you make an appointment with us to talk to one of our contacts or one of our sales partners here. And if anybody, including our salespeople, want an appointment, they can just simply register with the information desk at the help desk in the front, and then you're more than welcome. Okay, thank you, Stefan, for all that information. We're now finished our booth tour, but of course we're not finished with the session. We're going to see Stefan again tomorrow when we're talking about limit values, and now I'm going to switch back to the studio. Thank you very much. That was a really quick tour of our booth, and we got great images too, and I'm really interested and looking forward to finding out more information from you. Let's now switch over to Berlin to Ingrid. I think she's got something to show us. Let's see if she's got that ready yet. Hi Ingrid, can you hear us? Hi, yes, I can hear you well. Well, have you been following the whole thing? Yes, I have. I'm surprised actually how early in the morning there's so much going on already. I've been drawing a picture now. I didn't manage to get pictures of the entire booth, but maybe a hybrid creation I have here. That's maybe what I can show you. That's your studio, first of all. And I didn't get everybody, but Kim, I got you as moderator, and I think, yes, at the fair booth, I saw the machine, the dispenser for these masks, and I'd really like to have that at home. Something that just fits it straight onto you, that would be perfect. So there's really a lot happening there, and I imagine that a lot of people are pleased to see us here, see you here again, and to exchange views. And there, I got them pictured too. And for all of you who are following us live from home or from outside, I wanted to illustrate them too, to show that we haven't forgotten them, that they can drink coffee in the comfort of their homes. And then finally, we talked about all the sessions that we're going to be covering the next 2 days. So I put them all into this signpost: demographic change, etc. So now I can switch back to you after showing you these pictures. Thank you, Ingrid. They're really great pictures. I'm really looking forward to seeing more that are inspired by the today and tomorrow, the different sessions. So I'll see you later. So Ingrid has mentioned a few sessions too. Let's talk about them in more detail, at least the highlights. 11 o'clock, in a half an hour, we're going to talk about demographic change. What's the highlight there? Well, in demographic change, we're talking about changes in society and age, gender, education, etc. And we're going to look at what that means for work safety, for example, body protection, breathing protection, to see that these products that we produce are appropriate and in line with any demographic changes in society. Okay, then there's going to be a break, and then at 1 o'clock we're going to talk about light breathing protection. We just saw some highlights there at the fair booth. What can you say about that? Well, the Expo 8000, and there's one big highlight, but apart from that we're going to show the entire portfolio of protection suits and masks. Okay, great. And then 3 o'clock this afternoon, we're going to talk again about this pandemic protection. What does that mean? Well, that means we look at the history of pandemic, the development of a pandemic, and remember that pandemics won't be finished forever when COVID-19 disappears. We're going to look at the holistic picture of pandemics and what can we do to prevent and prepare for the next pandemics that arise. Okay, that's at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And that will bring us to the end of our first day. But tomorrow we're continuing, and the main highlight then will be digitization. And we'll be seeing John again. Could you tell us what that means? And Jörg, of course, will say. Yes, in digitization, we can look forward to interesting presentations from our experts, the new software systems for gas detection connect, how the systems are all linked. We can look forward to customer discussions when we talk about digitization of free measurement systems, and we have a lot prepared for you, and it definitely is worthwhile checking that out. Okay, that's tomorrow 11 o'clock, and then tomorrow afternoon we're going to talk about limit values and threshold values in relation to the standards and the changing situations. Yes, the reduction of limit values is a very important thing. That means it's reducing the levels of cancerous substances, and we're going to talk about our two systems that we have developed specially in relation to these requirements, and we're going to present them in more detail than tomorrow. Okay, so we'll see Stefan again tomorrow in the studio again, and I'm looking forward to that too. Finally, tomorrow we're going to talk about services. Jörg mentioned that already. He said it's a very major issue for us. How can we prepare for that? Or how can we look forward to that? Well, the subject is under the motto, do what you do best, we're going to do all the rest. Means that we show you what services we have prepared for you, have available for you, which are most appropriate for what type of different company. And, you know, just so that the workers will be free to concentrate on what they do best. And that brings us then to the end. Fine, yes, and then we'll be finished with our live event. I'd like to point out again that we're open for your questions, suggestions all the time, and we're looking forward to hearing from you. So please don't be shy, send it to us. And at that point, I'm going to close here. You, Dion, you're going to go back to the fair booth, but I'm going to see you here later. And for all of you looking in, that was our first session. And as I said, all our sessions will be available on demand online later. So we're going to have a short break now, time for a cup of coffee, and then later we'll be back with a very interesting subject of demographic change.